Canva AI, let me introduce you to a tool that has genuinely transformed how millions of people around the world approach visual design. This is Canva AI, and I want you to understand from the very beginning that this is not just another design application sitting on your computer or phone. This represents a fundamental shift in who gets to create professional, beautiful visual content. And I believe it has particular significance for anyone who has ever looked at designing social media, graphic, an eye-catching presentation, or a professionally designed poster and thought to themselves that they could never create something like that. Before we dive into the specifics of what Canva AI can do, let me paint a picture of the challenge it solves, because understanding the problem helps us appreciate the solution. We live in an era where visual content dominates nearly every aspect of our personal and professional lives. Think about your own daily experience for a moment. Scroll through Instagram and see beautifully designed posts from brands and influencers. Attend meetings where colleagues present information through polished slide decks. Receive emails with graphics that somehow make you more likely to click and engage. Visual content surrounds us constantly, and the quality of that visual content often determines whether we pay attention or scroll past, whether we trust a message or dismiss it, whether we engage with a brand or ignore it entirely. Here's the challenge that most of us face. Despite being surrounded by this ocean of visual content every single day, the vast majority of us have never received any formal training in graphic design. We were taught mathematics, language, science, and history in school, but almost nobody was taught the principles of visual composition, color theory, typography, or layout design. It creates an enormous gap between the visual content we consume and our ability to produce anything remotely comparable. This gap has real, tangible consequences that affect people across every profession and walk of life. Consider the small business owner who has developed an excellent product or service, but cannot create marketing materials that convey that quality to potential customers. Their competitors who can afford professional designers present a polished, trustworthy image while they struggle with amateur-looking graphics that undermine their credibility. Think about the teacher who has developed brilliant lesson content but presents it through visually uninspiring slides that fail to capture student attention in an age where young people are accustomed to engaging dynamic visual experiences. The job seeker who wants their resume and portfolio to stand out but lacks the design skills to create materials that differentiate them from dozens of other qualified candidates. Precisely where Canva AI enters the picture and changes everything. At its core, Canva AI is an artificial intelligence-powered design assistant that has been built directly into the Canva platform. What this means in practical terms is that you now have access to intelligent technology that can help you create designs, generate images, and write text content automatically. You no longer need to master complex design software or spend years learning visual principles. AI handles much of the technical and creative heavy lifting while you maintain control over the direction and final outcome. The scope of what Canva AI can help you create is remarkably broad. Use it for presentations when you need to deliver information to colleagues, clients, or students. Create social media content for platforms like Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Design posters for events, promotions, or informational purposes. Produce videos with motion graphics and animations. Build flyers, brochures, business cards, invitations, and virtually any other type of visual content you might need in your personal or professional life. What makes this particularly powerful is that the AI makes the entire design process faster, easier, and more creative than traditional approaches. Faster because you are not starting from a blank canvas, trying to figure out layouts and compositions. Easier because the AI can suggest options, generate ideas, and handle technical aspects you might not understand. Creative because you can explore possibilities and variations that would take hours to produce manually. This combination means that projects that might have taken a professional designer several hours can now be completed in minutes by someone with no design background whatsoever. Implications of this democratization of design are profound. A student working on a class project can now create presentation materials that rival what marketing professionals produce. A nonprofit organization with limited resources can develop campaign materials that compete for attention alongside well-funded corporations. An entrepreneur launching a new business can establish a professional visual identity from day one without the expense of hiring a design agency. Barriers that once separated those who could create compelling visual content from those who could not have been dramatically lowered, and Canva AI is at the forefront of this transformation. Continue through this module, we will explore the specific features that make Canva AI so powerful and unique. I want you to carry this foundational understanding forward. It's not simply about learning another software tool. This is about gaining access to capabilities that were previously reserved for trained professionals and leveraging artificial intelligence to bridge the gap between your creative vision and your technical abilities. Why Canva AI is unique. Now that you understand what Canva AI is and the fundamental problem it solves, let me explain what makes it genuinely different from other design tools and AI applications you might have encountered. The design software market is crowded with options, and AI tools seem to be launching every day. So you might reasonably wonder what sets Canva AI apart. The answer lies in a unique combination of factors that come together to create something more powerful than any of its individual components. Let's start with what I consider one of the most significant differentiators. Canva AI combines artificial intelligence capabilities with Canva's massive existing template library. This might sound like a technical detail, but let me explain why it matters so much in practical terms. Canva has spent over a decade building one of the largest collections of professionally designed templates on the planet. We're talking about millions of templates covering virtually every type of visual content you could imagine, from business presentations to birthday invitations, from restaurant menus to real estate listings, from LinkedIn banners to YouTube thumbnails. These templates were created by professional designers who understand principles of layout, color harmony, typography, and visual hierarchy. Add artificial intelligence to this foundation, something remarkable happens. Not just getting an AI that can generate content from scratch with varying quality, or getting an AI that can work intelligently with professionally crafted design frameworks. Think of it like the difference between asking someone to cook you a meal in an empty kitchen versus asking them to cook in a fully stocked professional kitchen with the finest ingredients and equipment already available. The AI can leverage all those existing professional resources while adding its own capabilities for generation, customization, and optimization. The combination produces results that are consistently higher quality than either component could achieve alone. Specific AI features within Canva have been designed to simplify creativity rather than complicate it, and they go by names that reflect this philosophy. Right? Magic Design and Magic Media. These are not arbitrary names. They represent Canva's deliberate approach to making AI feel accessible and perhaps even fun rather than intimidating and technical. Magic Write helps you generate text content. Copy for your social media post, headline suggestions for your presentation, or body text for your flyer. Magic Write can produce it based on simple prompts you provide. Magic Design can take basic information about what you want to create and generate complete design layouts for you to choose from and customize. Magic Media allows you to generate images, graphics, and visual elements using AI, meaning you can create custom visuals that do not exist anywhere else without any artistic ability whatsoever. This brings me to another crucial aspect of what makes Canva AI unique. It offers easy customization, specifically designed for non-designers. Many powerful tools exist in the world that can theoretically produce amazing results, but their complexity makes them practically inaccessible to anyone without specialized training. Professional software like Adobe Photoshop or Illustrator are extraordinarily capable, but they have steep learning curves that can take months or years to overcome. Canva AI takes a fundamentally different approach. Every feature, every interface element, every interaction has been designed with the assumption that the person using it might have zero design background and zero technical expertise. You do not need to understand layers, masks, vectors, or color profiles. Simply describe what you want, make choices from options presented to you, and adjust until you are satisfied with the result. This accessibility extends to how Canva AI has been built to serve individuals, teams, and entire organizations. If you are a solo entrepreneur or freelancer, you can use Canva AI to create all your own materials independently. If you work on a team, multiple people can collaborate on designs simultaneously, with the AI helping maintain consistency across what different team members create. If you are part of a larger organization, Canva AI can help enforce brand guidelines, generate on-brand content automatically, and ensure that materials produced by different departments all maintain a cohesive visual identity. Scalability means the tool grows with your needs, rather than requiring you to switch platforms, as your requirements become more sophisticated. Let me give you some concrete examples to illustrate why this matters for different types of users. Imagine you are a marketing professional at a mid-sized company. They passed. Every time your team needed new visual content, you either had to request it from an overburdened design department with a 2-week turnaround time, hire an external agency at significant cost, or attempt to create something yourself using tools you barely understood with results that looked obviously amateur. Canva AI, you can create professional quality social media graphics, presentation decks, email headers, and promotional materials yourself in minutes while maintaining your brand's established visual identity. Picture yourself as a high school teacher preparing lessons for the upcoming semester. That students today expect engaging visual materials, but you have no design training and limited time between lesson planning, grading, and actual teaching. Canva AI, you can quickly create visually appealing slide presentations, informational posters for your classroom, handouts that students will actually want to read, and even short video content to supplement your teaching. AI handles the design decisions while you focus on the educational content. Consider that you are launching a small online business selling handmade products. You need a professional visual presence across multiple platforms, but cannot afford to hire designers for your website graphics, product images, social media content, and promotional materials. Canva AI allows you to create a cohesive visual brand identity, produce consistent content across all your platforms, and present your business with the same visual polish as established competitors with much larger budgets. What ties all these scenarios together is that Canva AI removes traditional barriers to professional visual creation without removing your creative control, still making the decisions about what you want to communicate and how you want it to look. AI simply makes it possible to execute on those decisions without years of training or expensive professional assistance. This is a fundamentally different approach from tools that either require expertise or take complete creative control away from the user. Key features of Canva AI. Building on our understanding of what makes Canva AI unique, let us now examine the key features that make this tool so powerful in practice. I want you to walk away from this section with a clear understanding of not just what Canva AI can do, but how these capabilities translate into tangible benefits for your specific situation, regardless of whether you are a student, a working professional, a business owner, or someone simply wanting to create better visual content for personal projects. The essence of Canva AI can be captured in a simple formula that is worth remembering. Canva AI equals AI plus creativity plus ease of use. An element of this equation is essential, and removing any one of them would fundamentally change what the tool offers. The AI component provides the intelligent assistance, the generation capabilities, and the smart suggestions that would be impossible with traditional software alone. The creativity component ensures that the output is not generic or robotic, but rather reflects genuine design principles and aesthetic appeal. The ease of use component ensures that all of this power is accessible to anyone regardless of their technical background or prior experience with design tools. Let me unpack what this combination means in practical terms through one of the most valuable benefits. AI saves you time through smart design suggestions. The traditional approach to creating visual content, you would start with a blank canvas and face a series of decisions that could easily consume hours. What dimensions should your design be? Layout would work best for your content. What colors should you use together? Fonts complement each other. How should different elements be positioned to create visual balance? Each of these decisions requires either knowledge you may not have or extensive trial and error. Canva AI's smart suggestions, much of this decision-making is handled intelligently. Tell the AI what type of content you want to create and provide some basic information about your topic or goal. It can generate complete design suggestions that incorporate professional-level decisions about all these factors. Instead of spending an hour trying to figure out whether your headline should be centered or left aligned, what size it should be relative to your body text, or what color make it stand out appropriately, you can review AI-generated options that have already solved these problems and simply choose the one that best fits your vision. Time savings is not marginal. Tasks that might have taken hours can genuinely be reduced to minutes, freeing you to focus on the substance of your message rather than the technical execution. This brings us to what I consider one of the most liberating aspects of Canva AI. What professional skills are needed? You need are prompts. Prompt, for those unfamiliar with the term, is simply a description or instruction you give to the AI telling it what you want. This could be as simple as typing something like, I need a social media post about our summer sale with bright, energetic colors, or create a presentation about climate change for a high school audience. You do not need to know design terminology. You do not need to understand the technical details of how the AI works. Simply express what you want in plain language, and the AI interprets your request and generates options for you. Think about what a dramatic shift this represents from how design has traditionally worked. In the past, if you wanted professional quality visual content, you had essentially two options. Invest significant time and money in learning complex design software yourself, which could take months or years to master, or hire someone with those skills to create content for you, which involves ongoing costs and coordination challenges. Both paths had substantial barriers that prevented many people from ever accessing high-quality design. Prompt-based AI tools like Canva AI, those barriers essentially disappear. Your ability to create Professional visual content is limited only by your ability to describe what you want, and most people are already quite good at describing things in natural language. Let us talk about who benefits from these features, because understanding the breadth of applications helps you see opportunities you might not have considered. AI is useful for students at every level of education. High school students can create compelling presentations for class projects, design posters for school events, and build portfolios that demonstrate their work. College and university students can produce professional-looking materials for academic projects, create content for student organizations, and develop materials for internship and job applications. Graduate students can design presentation slides for thesis defenses, create visual aids for research presentations, and produce professional materials for academic conferences. For working professionals, the applications are equally extensive. Marketing professionals can rapidly produce social media content, email graphics, and promotional materials. Resources teams can create engaging internal communications, training materials, and recruitment content. Sales professionals can build customized presentations for different clients and prospects. Project managers can develop status reports and visual documentation that effectively communicates complex information. Executives can create board presentations and strategic communications with polished professional visuals. Business owners and entrepreneurs represent another group that benefits enormously from Canva AI. All businesses can establish and maintain a professional visual identity without the expense of hiring design agencies. Startups can create pitch decks, marketing materials, and brand assets during their crucial early stages when budgets are tight. Commerce sellers can produce product images, promotional graphics, and social media content to compete with larger established brands. Service providers, from consultants to personal trainers to photographers, can create professional marketing materials that help them attract and retain clients. What I want you to recognize is that regardless of which category you fall into, the core value proposition remains the same. Canva AI allows you to produce visual content at a quality level that previously required either professional training or professional help in a fraction of the time at minimal cost, with no technical expertise required. It's not about replacing human creativity. It's about amplifying it by removing the technical barriers that have historically stood between people's creative visions and their ability to bring those visions to life. The democratizing effect of this capability cannot be overstated. Professional quality design becomes accessible to everyone. It changes competitive dynamics across every industry and activity that involves visual communication. A nonprofit with limited resources can now compete for attention alongside well-funded corporations. An independent creator can establish visual credibility that matches larger production studios. Small business can present itself with the same polish as established market leaders. They're not hypothetical possibilities. They're happening right now as millions of people use Canva AI to create content that would have been impossible for them to produce just a few years ago. Hands-on practice. We have covered a lot of ground in understanding what Canva AI is, what makes it unique, and the key features that make it so powerful. Knowledge without application remains theoretical, and I believe strongly that the best way to truly understand any tool is to use it yourself. So in this section, I want to walk you through exactly how to get started with Canva AI, providing a practical roadmap that you can follow to begin creating immediately. End of this explanation, you should feel confident enough to open Canva and start your first AI-assisted design project. First step in working with Canva AI is to start a project. And this means choosing the type of content you want to create. Canva organizes design projects by their intended format and purpose. So you will be presented with options like presentation, Instagram post, Facebook cover, flyer, poster, video, logo, business card, and many more. It's an important starting point because different types of content have different dimensions, layouts, and design conventions, and Canva configures your workspace appropriately based on your choice. Let me give you some guidance on how to think about this choice. If you need to present information to an audience, whether colleagues at work, classmates at school, or potential clients, choosing the presentation format gives you a multi-slide canvas designed for sequential information delivery. For creating content for social media, selecting the specific platform ensures your design will be sized correctly for optimal display. Instagram post has different dimensions than a LinkedIn cover photo, and choosing correctly from the beginning saves you from awkward cropping or formatting issues later. If you are creating something for print, like a flyer for an event or a poster for your office, those formats account for print requirements, including resolution and bleed areas. If you have started your project, you can begin exploring Canva AI's most powerful features, starting with Magic Write for instant text content. This is where many people experience their first revelation about what AI can do for their creative work. Imagine you have chosen to create a promotional flyer for a local event your organization is hosting. Additionally, you would need to write all the text yourself, figuring out how to phrase your headline, what information to include in the body copy, and how to create a compelling call to action. Magic Write, you can simply describe what you need, something like write engaging text for a community charity run happening on May 15th, and the AI generates options for headlines, descriptions, and supporting copy. Quality and relevance of what Magic Write produces often surprises people who are new to AI tools. Because the AI has been trained on vast amounts of text across countless contexts and purposes, it understands things like appropriate tone for different situations, persuasive language patterns for marketing content, and how to structure information for clarity and impact. This does not mean you simply accept whatever the AI generates without thought. Remain in control, and you should review what is produced, edit where necessary, and ensure the final text accurately reflects your message. You are starting from a solid foundation rather than a blank page, which makes the entire process faster and often produces better results than struggling to write everything yourself. Beyond text, you can try Magic Design and Magic Media for AI-generated visuals. Magic Design is particularly impressive because it can take your content and automatically generate complete design layouts. Rather than positioning elements manually, trying different arrangements, and adjusting until something looks right, you can see AI-generated layout options and choose the one that best fits your vision. This is especially valuable for people who struggle with the spatial and compositional aspects of design, knowing where to place elements, how much space to leave between them, and how to create visual hierarchy. Magic Media takes the AI capabilities even further by allowing you to generate custom images and graphics. This is genuinely remarkable when you stop to consider what it means. In the past, if you needed a specific image for your design, you had three options. Search stock photo libraries and hope to find something close to what you imagined. Hire an illustrator or photographer to create custom visuals, which involves significant cost and time. Or you could simply make do with whatever you could find, compromising your creative vision. Magic Media, you can describe the image you want, a professional-looking office setting with natural lighting and plants, or an abstract geometric pattern in blue and gold tones, and the AI generates custom visuals that match your description. Images do not exist anywhere else. They are created specifically for your project based on your prompt. After leveraging these AI features, the final step in your workflow is to customize, edit, and export your design. It's essential to understand that AI generation is not the end of the creative process, but rather a powerful starting point. AI provides you with foundations and options, but you should absolutely customize the results to match your specific needs and preferences. Change colors to align with your brand or personal taste. Parse text until it says exactly what you want. Position elements if you prefer a different layout. Additional elements from Canva's library of photos, graphics, icons, and shapes. As a final product that feels like yours, not something generic that came entirely from an algorithm. Satisfied with your design, exporting gives you the final file in whatever format you need. Download as a PNG or JPEG for digital use, as a PDF for printing or sharing as a document, or in other formats depending on your project type. Video projects can be exported as MP4 files. Presentations can be downloaded in PowerPoint format or presented directly from Canva. The platform handles all the technical details of file preparation, so you simply choose what you need and Canva produces it. I encourage you to start simple for your first project. Choose something relatively straightforward, perhaps a social media post about something you are genuinely interested in, or a simple flyer for an upcoming personal event. You become comfortable with the workflow of starting a project using AI features, customizing results, and exporting. You can tackle more complex and ambitious projects. Every time you use Canva AI, you will discover new capabilities and develop greater intuition for how to get the results you want. What I find most exciting about this hands-on phase of learning is that you are about to cross a threshold. You are moving from understanding Canva AI conceptually to experiencing its capabilities directly. I'm confident that once you create your first AI-assisted design and see the quality you can produce without professional training, your sense of what is possible will expand dramatically. You will begin seeing opportunities everywhere, projects you could create, content you could produce, ideas you could bring to visual life. That is the true power of democratized design, and it starts the moment you open Canva and begin your first project.